Okay, this video is about how to deal with income tax when doing cost, volume, profit calculations. And what we'll do is we'll go over just the mechanics of the best way to do it, and then we'll do a problem. Okay, that's like the J.T. Brooks problem. So what we're trying to figure out is to earn how much we've got to sell to earn a target net income. Okay, so far we've just done operating income. So what you need to do is to do the CVP, we've got to consider the tax rate. Okay, so this is, for some reason I can't get rid of that space. And I don't know, like this printed copy seems to have, well, in the first place there's a couple mistakes in it, plus it puts spaces in where they didn't belong. So you might want to take a pencil and paper and correct your pro copy as you listen to this, okay? So in this example, we have a $40 selling price per unit, fixed costs of $900, variable costs are $30. Okay, so if we got a selling price of $40 and variable costs of $30, then our contribution margin is $10, right? And the question is, how many units must be sold to earn a target net income of $1,200 if the tax rate is 20%? Okay, so you want to think of this as in two places, all right? Like, if the first question is, in order to earn a target net income of $1,200, what does my operating income have to be? Okay, we're going to do that piece first. So in order to earn $1,200, what does my operating income have to be? Okay, this stuff drives me nuts. So our operating income, let's see, our target is $1,200, and we're going to divide it by 1 minus the tax rate. Okay, so $1,200 divided by 0.8 gives us $1,500. So we've got to have $1,500 of operating income in order to earn a net income of $1,200. Okay, because on $1,500 times 20% would give us a $300 in tax, right? And that would bring us down to net income of $1,200. So once we've got the operating income figured out, then we can put our normal formula back here. I'm going to say this is targeted. I'll just call it targeted. We've got fixed costs plus our targeted or desired operating income divided by the contribution margin per unit. So that's fixed cost of $900 plus the $1,500 that we figured out here, divided by our contribution margin of 10, gives us 240 units to break even. Okay, I don't know why this is so awkward, but it just is. And what you want to remember is this: first figure out how much your income has to be in order to earn $1,200 after tax. So if I earned $1,500, I would have $1,200 after tax at 20%. Okay, and then put it into our normal fixed cost or CVP formula. So that would be fixed costs plus target operating income, okay, divided by your contribution margin per unit gives you units to break even. Okay, so let's take a look at the problem. This is JT, let's see here. Oops. This is JT, I can't move, there it is. J.T. Brooks is a seller of walnut bowls, and he thinks he needs to increase his marketing to maintain present growth. So we've got a selling price of $35, a variable cost per bowl of $18.50, and fixed costs are $214,500. They expect to sell 22,000 bowls, so that would be sales of $770,000, and we've got a tax rate of 40%. Okay, so the first job is to figure out your projected net income for the current year. So notice how a lot of your success in CVP is going to be based on being organized and knowing how to set up a problem to win, you know. So here's our unit costs here, because up here, this is mixed up between costs per unit and then costs in total. So you can, multiply these out into the 22,000 bowls. Or sometimes I think it's easier to just use your unit costs. Okay, here's my selling price of $35 minus variable cost of $18.50. Gives us a contribution margin of $16.50. Okay, so $16.50 times 22,000 is $363 even. $363,000. Then subtract your fixed costs. We'll give you operating income of $148,500 minus taxes of $59,400. Our net income would be $89,100. Okay. So then the question becomes, that would be, what's our break even then? For break even, you take your fixed cost and divide it by your contribution margin per unit. That would give us 13,000 units to break even. Okay, nice and clean. I wish I could see your faces. And then for the third one, Brooks wishes to earn 120,000 after tax. How many units does he need to sell? So the first thing you're going to do is take that 120,000 divided by 1 minus the tax rate. Okay, tax rate's pretty high, so you'd have to earn this. That'd be 120 divided by 0.6. We'd have to earn 200,000 in order to earn 120,000 after tax. So I'll take our fixed costs. Fixed costs are 214,500 plus the target 200,000. That's what we'd have to earn, divided by our contribution margin of 1650, gives us 25,121.21 or 25,122. Okay, units to break even. Okay, that's a nice problem. It's a nice, you can really see it, and it's got a good layout, and you've got all your information, and you get to practice that format. Okay, where you figure out first of all what your target income would be. It'd have to be 200,000 to earn 120, and say it to yourself. When you get your numbers down here, make sure that everything's going in the right direction. That you definitely should have to earn more if you're going to have to pay taxes on it. So in this case, we've got to earn 200,000 to get a net of 120. Okay.